In this video, I'm gonna help you explain which prop firm to get, how to pass it, and how to get your first payout. And I'm gonna explain you all the rules and give you the simple steps you need to follow. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the two prop firms we are going to look today at are going to be Funded Next and Apex Trader Funding. You're going to have links of both the prop firms down there, so if you want to buy some at the end of the video, just go ahead. Okay, so here we are. We have some kind of rules in front of us, but what we first need to understand is that these rules are meant to confuse people. They are meant to literally confuse people, so they don't know what they are buying and they just buy some and they basically blow those accounts, because unfortunately prop firms are working in the way that they make money when people lose money. So I'm going to help you not to lose money. So let's first look at the challenges from Funded Next. So this is Funded Next challenges on the left, and we are going to look at a futures account at a rapid challenge. So legacy challenge is not good. We are just going to look for the rapid challenge. And also one more thing, so you guys just know it, if you're gonna get Apex account, it's going to need to be Tradeweight account. Here it's also gonna be Tradeweight account, so you can easily connect it to the trading view. Alright, so let's first start with this. We need to understand that they are trying to kind of make you believe that 100k right here is the best challenge. Why is that? Because it just double the price, a little bit more double the price than the 25k, but it costs just $250 for $100,000 of funding. And actually there is a pretty huge catch, because on that account, if you want to pass it, you need to make $5,000, and if you lose $2,500, you lose the account. So you only kind of have $2,500 in your threshold. So what is going to be the best option right here? It is going to be the lowest option, the 25k, because for $100 we get $1,250 of basically drawdown, and then we get a target of 1.5k. So let's rephrase this. If you want to get $25,000, if you want to get 25k account, basically we pay a fee of $99, so it's a one-time fee and that's it, like forever. For Apex it's gonna be different. So we pay $99. After that we get a challenge, which basically we cannot lose 1.25k and we have to make 1.5k, and that's it. Now you need to understand what is this. What is maximum loss limit based on EOD balance? EOD means end of the day, and basically what is that? That means that even if we make money, let's say, I don't know, from 25k we make money and we come to 25 and 500, I don't know, what EOD is going to do is basically it is going to bring our threshold, and now we are not going to have 1.75k, so we are not going to have $500 more of threshold. We are actually going to have $1,250, because that threshold at the end of each day is going to follow our profit, and the closer we get to the profit target, the closer it is going to follow us. Basically, as we are making money, it is always going to follow us till we actually pass the challenge. Now at the Apex Trader Funding, this rule is even harder to pass, and this is what messes a lot of people out. But this is actually not bad, because it calculates it at the end of the day. So basically at the end of each day, then it looks at your balance and then it decides whether it will follow your balance, because if you made profit, or it will just stay at the same place. And then we have no daily loss limit, as you can see, also no activation fee, and also no minimum benchmark days. And what does this mean? This means that you can pass your funded challenge in literally one trade. So if you want to go really heavy, you can. And this is also the same for Apex, but we are going to come to that. Then we have one-time fee, and that's it. So one-time fee is going to be $99 for this challenge. Then we have this that does not matter that much, but it's just max position for challenges is 2 minis or 10 micros. That is going to be enough for us. And then for the funded challenge, it's 3 minis and 15 macros. And also after that is one rule that confuses a lot of people out. So once you actually manage to get a $25,000 challenge, once you manage to pass it, which I'm also going to show you how to later in the video with basically how I do it with my strategy. So consistency rule, what it is. So why does it say that consistency rule is 40%? So once you pass the challenge, you can do it in one day, you can do it in 3 months, it doesn't really matter. But once you actually have funded challenge, we still have that EOD balance, which means that our kind of account drawdown is still going to follow us. So once we get the funded account, it is going to be at 25,000 minus 1,500, so it's gonna be at $23,500. And as we make profit, it is going to go all the way up until $25,000. So once we get $25,000 actual funded account, our basically maximum loss limit is going to be at $23,650. And as we make profit, as we basically come to $26,250, our basically loss limit is going to stop there. So it's going to stop there completely. It's going to come to $25,000 and it's going to stop. It's not going to trail us anymore. And if we actually pull the payout out of the propfirm at that moment, our loss limit, it is just going to stay at $25,000. And basically if we get out, I don't know, $1,000, we are just going to have $250 left of threshold. So we are very easily going to blow our account. So this is good for all the people who just want to max out the propfirms, who just want to get all the profits and take the profit and go home and basically just blow all the accounts. And what does consistency rule do to that? Not really much, because when you pass your account, all you need to be careful about is that your one daily profit is less than 40% of the actual payout. So if you make, I don't know, $500 in a day and then you make another $500, you cannot just request $1,000, because those two trading days are both 50% of your payout. So you need to make also the third day about $400, so your actual biggest winning day does not equal to 40% of the payout. So it's very actually simple. So basically if you summarize everything, $25,000 account is $100. We have total of end of the day balance of basically loss limit $1,250, and then we have profit target of $1,500. No daily loss limit, no activation fee, no minimum trading days, only one time fee, also 2 minutes on the challenge or 3 minutes on the account, and then consistency rule of 40%. So not really much rules at all. So let's right now go to Apex funded account. So let's see what is going to be the best account right here. So we have $25,000 account, $50,000 account, and $100,000 account. So it's all gonna be Tradeweight accounts, as I said. And let's right now look at what the options are here. So first thing that we said in the last one, 25k account, we have 1,500 of profit goal and 1,500 of trailing threshold. So trading threshold is not the same as EOD, but I'm gonna go over exactly how does it work. It's a little bit worse of a rule than a EOD, but it's just what it is. So here we have 1-to-1 basically profit to trailing threshold target. Then here we have $3,000 we need to make, and we have 2,500 we shouldn't lose. So it's not the same as this one right here where it's 1-to-1, but it's still pretty decent. It's only $500 difference. And then right here on the 100k account, you can see that we need to make $6,000 and we shouldn't lose $3,000. So this is a pretty huge jump, and this is some kind of their trick, of course, because they want you to believe that basically for only like $100 more you're going to have double the challenge, when in fact it's literally the same trailing threshold, like just $500 more, and it's so much harder to pass it because you need to make the double amount. So what we are gonna do here on this challenge is we are either going to do 50k account or we are going to do 25k account. Okay, so let's start with basically one of the biggest differences. There is two big differences, and there are going to be key differences there that are probably going to make you guys make the decision, right? So first difference, trailing threshold. So here we had end of the day balance, and what is trailing threshold? So I'm gonna make a little chart down here. Okay, so I made this chart. It's not really that pretty, but I'm gonna basically explain you what is end of the day balance and what is trailing threshold. So right here, let's just say that this is some kind of $25,000 account, and this is basically us at the $25,000 mark. Then we, I don't know, make $500 and we move to the upside. So these lines represent one trading day. So this is end of the day of day one right here, and this is end of the day of the day two, which is basically this one right here. So here you can see that we first won a trade, then we lost a trade right here. So we had a big win right here at the beginning of the day, then later in the day we had a small loss. So let's look at what is end of the day balance going to do to our account. So end of the balance, let's say, so I have here 23.75. I'm not the prettiest in drawing, but let's just say that you understand. But yeah, let's just continue with it. So first thing, we are basically, this is end of the day. So for the whole day, it just stays at the same place. and it is called end of the day because at the end of the day, once we actually get here to the end of the day to this line, it is basically going to see the difference. So here, let's say our balance was 25k, and at the end of the day our balance was, I don't know, 25.5k. so what our end of the day balance is going to do, it is going to move up for $500. And right now from this new day open, we only have as much drawdown as we had at the first day. So basically it is always going to trail us for $1,250. And let's say for example this day, so it's end of the day balance, it is just going to stay at the same place until the end of the day. And you can see here we open the day, and let's say we made about $250 right here till the end of the day. So it is just going to climb again for $250 and exactly minus $1,250 from this point, and it is just going to continue like this. Okay, so this is end of the day balance, and this is going to be for the funded next rapid challenge account. So right now let's look at what the trailing threshold is. So we have the same thing, same exact picture as right here, one above. And now what is the trailing threshold? So it is not going to be calculated at the end of the day, but at each second of the market. So even at the trades that you do not close, they are going to basically be calculated in this trailing threshold. So the first thing we can look at is, for example, this is our beginning of the account, and I don't know, for the simplicity reasons, we are going to say that we have $1,000 of trailing threshold, so 24k right here. And basically what is going, we are going to first start the day off. So if we do not take anything, it is just going to stay at the same place. And you can see right here we took our first trade and we actually made, I don't know, like $300 on it. But let's say this trick, we made $300 on it, but it went actually to $500 in profit. Then it came back down to $300 and we took the profit there. What is trailing threshold going to do? It is actually going to go up for 500 because that is the biggest your trade has been at, and that's it. It's going to stop. So it's not going to go back down to $300, but it's going to go to the highest unrealized profit you've ever been at. So basically our drawdown, our threshold limit is going to be smaller for $200 just because our unrealized profits went 200 more than we actually took the realized profit. So after that we are just going to continue to the straight line. Then for example this trade we lost right here, so we are just staying at the same line. Then we have this win right here. So let's say that this win was exactly like 2 risk to reward and we just made our money, so we are just going to follow it. There was no kind of coming backs and taking the profits. Then there was exactly like take profit and that's it. And basically what a trailing threshold is doing, it is just following this unrealized profit. So from the biggest unrealized profits, we are always going to be back for the threshold amount. So basically trailing threshold is always going to follow that unrealized profit. And now let's take one more example right here so you fully understand it. We have this loss right here, but what if this loss actually went to 2.5 risk to reward? So this loss actually did this, so we had some kind of move up like this, and then we did not break even and trade came down and hit the loss down here. So what is our trailing threshold going to do? Trailing threshold is going to follow our unrealized profits to the upside. And then what is going to happen if we don't basically trail the stop loss or something like that on the trailing threshold account? Basically we are going to tap here our account drawdown and we are just going to lose the account. So I know these rules scare you, but trust me, for example EOD is going to be very simple for this. This one is going to be a little harder, but the point is, once you pass the challenge and once you get the actual account and once you build what I call buffer out, so once you make the amount of the trailing threshold is going to stop forever. It is just always going to stay at the same amount. So that is the one of the biggest key reasons. One more key reason that I would go with the funded next over with the Apex is when you pass a challenge. So when you get the funded account on Apex, you cannot request a payout until you build the buffer out. So on Apex Trader funding, if you don't, let's say, make right here $1,500, which is going to be, I'm pretty sure, $1,600, you cannot request a payout at all. And basically that's just going to make you not be able to milk them out. So for example, if you don't have a lot of money and you just first account you pass, you just want to milk as much as you can and just blow it. You cannot do that on Apex, because once you build out this buffer, which is going to be here $1,600 and here $2,600, you are just going to be able to withdraw $500. So you are still going to be able to continue trading, but the funded next would literally give you an option to withdraw everything. So if you made $2,600, that is complying with the 40% consistency rule, you would be able to withdraw all of $2,600 and just blow the account, because some people are going to do that in order to buy, I don't know, 10 accounts and then max out everything, if you understand me. And also with the Apex Trader funding, there is going to be a 30% consistency rule, so it's going to be a lot harder, because you're going to need about 4 same winning days to actually be inside of that consistency rule. And also you're going to need a minimum of, I'm pretty sure it's 8 days. So now, because I promised you that I'm going to tell you my secret to actually how to pass and basically milk these accounts, is you want to target 1-to-1. Now this is really strange for some of you and really stupid, but considering that I explained you how they work basically on which kind of trailing threshold and end of the day balance, for here example, you may not even target 1-to-1 because you're going to be good to go, because if your PNL goes up to here and then comes back to break even, this is still going to trail you this much. But if that happens on trailing threshold accounts, you already know what is going to happen. You're just gonna blow it without even losing a trade. So my honest advice right here, target like 1-to-1 risk to rewards, because if you do more, you're going to blow accounts without even losing a trade. And then here on the end of the day balance on the funded next, you can pretty easily trade however you want, but you just watch out so you don't make any kind of huge wins on the funded account, because it's going to be very hard to pay it out because of the 40% consistency rule. And also, if you want to check out my other videos that are going to basically show you what strategy to take, you can click up here or up here, I'm not sure. Also, if you like this video, if you learned some of new stuff about trailing thresholds and everything, you can subscribe down there. You can also throw a like, and also, as I said, all the links are down there for these propfirms, so you go through them and just check out the rules, and once you actually make up your mind, just buy the account and try it, because if you don't try it, you're never gonna pass it. You can also ask something in the comments. I'm always gonna answer you in the comments. And one more thing before I end the video, I actually want to give you something for completely free, and that is going to be my completely free strategy playbook, and that can help you a lot with actually taking this information and looking at that playbook and just trading off of it. So if you want to actually claim it, all you need to do is go down there in the description and just press the link. Of course, it is completely free, and trust me, it is just going to help you a lot how to trade on the charts. So yeah, if you liked it, like, and if you want to see more of this content, subscribe to the channel, and I'm just gonna see you in the next one. Peace.